Hello, everyone. Yes, it's me with some lopsided braids, but I'm not here for a fashion statement, am I? Oh, which brings to mind, though, some people are really good with makeup stuff and all that, right? And there's this one lady, I listened to a few stories of hers uh, a while back. And while she's telling some horrific story of some murder or yeah, usually murder or mayhem from the past, these true old stories. She's great at storytelling, and while she does that, she's also doing her makeup. It's fabulous to watch. It's just interesting. Yes, to me it is. Yes, and for someone, I say, to put on, and her makeups are amazing, and and then tell a story also so interesting. Yes, ah, the talents that people have out there to entertain. Yes, yeah, yeah. Nothing wrong with that, right? I don't see anything wrong with that, right? It's clean. She doesn't use any foul language or anything, and as I said, her makeups are not just putting on and whatever. She makes it into something really special and glamorous and glitterous. Just as I said, for fun here. Well, anyway, so otherwise, it was cool yesterday. We had frost in the morning, and then it warmed up. And well, here I am, just having a shirt on, a light shirt on, and feel perfectly fine. So there you go. Otherwise, let's see. Otherwise, it was a quiet day yesterday. I'm definitely on the mend. Still coughing at night. That's annoying. I usually have to get up, make a cup of tea to slow down my throat, but otherwise feel good, feel fine, and that is that. Yes. Okay, let's get going here. Maybe we'll do two. This looks like a pretty short one, and this one's not too long either. So we're 27. Again, I'm not quite getting the overhead here on the third super chapter, as I call them, prophecies of happiness, and then it goes on. Prophecies of happiness. Well, I'm reading the titles here, and I'm going, what does that have to do with happiness? Well, anyway, I wonder who came up. As I said, I think in a way they just kind of threw the Bible together as what was a one sometimes wants to just be a fly on the wall somewhere, right? And I wonder if these high priests just got together, right? I don't know, maybe there were some prophets and high priests and, I don't know, scribes and scholars, and they looked at all these scrolls that, I don't know, someone had collected, they brought all together, and there might have not been that many scrolls. As I said, how often is something here repeated, right? I mean, just about word for word. As if one wouldn't notice that if you read the Bible in depth. Anyway, and I think that just came together and says, okay, let's just use this, and this. They decided on the names of the books, like Jeremiah, for example, and then they just kind of threw together some. Okay, this all could be in this we'll put all this in this category, and we put all this in this category, and I don't think it even mattered who wrote it. They just kind of threw it in there somehow into one of these books, right? Yes, and then say, okay, now that's the Old Testament, right? I wonder if the Old Testament in here is exactly as the Torah is for the Hebrews, right? For the Jews. I wonder if it's exactly the same. I need to go and check that out, don't I? Okay, something to do. I am working on a picture. It's about this big for my granddaughter, my oldest granddaughter. She wanted a beach picture because she loves going to the beach. And so she brought some sand home and shells, right? So I said, okay, I'll make you one, and like a 3D. And so I I got things ready, and then it kind of came to a halt. And that often happens when I do stuff like that. Have to think about really what do I want rather than just get right into it and just nilly willy. Right? Well, it still becomes like that anyway. But how do I really? I don't want it to be a kitty picture. She's 13 going on 14. I would like it to be something that she'll carry all through her life with her, right? Yeah, and then make it an heirloom and hand it down to her children. Ooh. All right, all right, all right. So, I'm not stuck. I just have to figure out, I need to figure out how to do the waves, right? Do I want to just leave it as it is? No, that's too blank. So I want to do the waves, but I don't want to do the waves like people do waves. I want to do something more simple, like two-dimensional. Yes? Yeah, I know. Okay. All right, all right, all right. Enough of that. Sometimes when I talk about it, then some idea really comes, which I already have one that's been forming. So it just has to finish forming. Yes. Okay. Thoughts sometimes, which reminds me in a way, or something else comes to mind on how thoughts can also be deceiving. You think you have a good thought, yes? Oh, that's a really good thought. But one should think on their thought, right? Yes? Because before action does mostly come thought. When that is not given time to develop properly, then action becomes very flawed. It becomes flawed. The actions become flawed. Yes? So I think that when one has a thought, develop it further before you put it into action. So that, and for me, that is always listen to the voice of reason, to your conscience, heart to mind, and of course, our Heavenly Parents' guidance. Yes? Yeah. So, and then suddenly one comes up with really amazing things. Yes? Or things that at least satisfy ourselves. I did this well. I did this not in the spur of the moment, not in just, which was fine too. Some things in the spur of the moment, like be a kindness and giving something and right? It's fine too. I'm talking here more when it comes to on how thoughtlessly sometimes people just do things. Or they have this thought and they run with it without realizing, whoa, that's a really flawed thought. And then one puts it into writing. I've seen so many sayings. What are they? Sayings. What are they called? It's completely gone from my mind. Where, that I read it, and I often read it 3 times, and I realize that's totally flawed. That's not even true. Why would people go for stuff like that? One of them I have a really hard time with is this one. Live and let live. What does that all entail? Just saying. Yeah. Yet it is so famous. Such a famous live and let live. Wow, what a good excuse to do whatever you want then. Right? Yes? And not care about anybody else. Right? Yes? All right. Let's get going. The symbolic yoke. Oh, wait. So B, there's, I don't know how many overheads in all this. The pamphlet for the exiles. Yeah. The pamphlet for the exiles. The symbolic yoke and the message to the neighboring kings. Again, what does that have to do with happiness? Prophecies of happiness. 27. At the beginning of the reign of Zedekiah, son of Josiah, king of Judah, this word came to Jeremiah from Yahweh. Yahweh said this to me, make yourselves thongs and yokes, and put them on your neck. Then send them to the king of Edom, the king of Moab, the king of the Ammonites, the king of Tyre, and the king of Sidon, through their envoys accredited to Zedekiah, king of Judah and Jerusalem. Give them the following message for their masters. Yahweh Sabaoth, God of Israel, says this, you must tell your masters this. I, by my great power and outstretched arm, made the earth, the human beings, and the animals that are on earth, and I give them to whom I please. For the present, I have handed all these countries over to Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, my servant. I have even put the wild animals at his service. All the nations will serve him, his son and his grandson, until the time for his own country comes in its turn, when mighty nations and great kings will enslave him. Any nation or kingdom that will not serve Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and will not bow its neck to the yoke of the king of Babylon, I shall punish that nation with sword, famine, and plague, Yahweh declares, until I have destroyed it by his hand. What? What did I talk about to begin with? Did you guys just hear what Jeremiah said? God said? Really? Is that how war works? Ooh, that's how one continues it. Makes God a part of it? Oh, okay, I got it. Or, hey, God says it's fine to enslave people. Oh, okay. Is that right? People actually believe that out there? Seriously? Okay. For your own part, do not listen to your prophets, your diviners, except for Jeremiah, dreamers, magicians, and sorcerers who tell you you will not be enslaved by the king of Babylon. They prophesy lies to you, the result of which will be that you will be banished from your soil, that I shall drive you out and you will perish. Again, yes, the Israelites were enslaved, right, in Babylon. Where was I going with this? I can't remember. Oh. Let's just keep reading. Obviously, I have some breaks here in my brain somehow. Or, again, maybe it's not time to mention that right now, right? Yes, I usually go with that. I'm not starting this video over just because I have a brain fart going out of my head or something, right? I'm not doing that. Let's just keep going. There's always reasons for why things happen. I believe that too. Right? Oh, and here it comes back. So here, right, someone made this like quick decision, right, about where am I here? For your own part, do not listen to your prophets, your diviners, dreamers, magicians, sorcerers who tell you you will not be enslaved by the king of Babylon, right? So, well, the people are just going to listen to whoever out there says, no, 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 everything's fine. Is this where the prophesied happiness comes in? You'll be fine. Jeremiah, for some reason, knows, no, I can see, again, that's more vision. That's not necessarily coming from God. That's more, no, in the way things are going, we're not going to lose to that king of Babylon. We will be enslaved. People, wake up. Right? Yes? Anyway. So there. People so easily, instead of going, okay, well, why should we believe you? Right? How about questioning people sometimes rather than? Yes? Just go with the first best thing and not kind of considering, oh, why is that? Right? Is that really happening? Because you're prophesying something that we're not really privy of at the moment. Yes? We're already seeing the problems happening. Okay. The nation, however, that is prepared to bend its neck to the yoke of the king of Babylon and serve him, I shall leave in peace on its own soil. Yahweh declares, to farm it and stay on it. Yeah, we've heard this one before as well, that some people always will be left behind. And I wonder how that worked. Well, anyway, let's keep going. To Zedekiah, king of Judah, before I have another brain fog going. To Zedekiah, king of Judah, I spoke in exactly the same terms. Bend your necks, I told him, to the yoke of the king of Babylon. Serve him and his people, and you will survive. Why so anxious to die, you and your people, by sword, famine, and plague, with which Yahweh has threatened the nation, refusing to serve the king of Babylon? Do not listen to the words the prophets say to you. You will not be enslaved by the king of Babylon. They prophesy lies to you, since I have not sent them. Yahweh declares, they prophesy untruths to you in my name. The result will be that I shall drive you out. You will perish, and so will the prophets who prophesied to you. In this, some people willing to give up their life for faith, right? Yes? What kind of statement is that? Then you're not here anymore. You can't work anymore. You can't be there for people anymore. For them to somehow to also find that love to God and accept the love of God. Yes? That's what we're here for. I'm not going to start a war out there with people. Okay? Now I have some things to say where I'm going in. That doesn't sound right, but okay. But I'm not going to go and argue with people over things. I usually have something to say and that's it. And I don't respond back. Because I'm not here to argue with people. I'm here to teach people. Yes? I'm not here to start a war with anyone. I'm not going to go and demonstrate about stuff. Because if everyone that has a proper heart to mind, a proper conscience, knows right from wrong, does their part in their own environment, then guess what? Oh, I don't have to be in 1,000 places at the same time or be heard all over the world. I am not the only voice out there. Yes? So you do it quietly in your own environment. And that's how things get better. Yes? It's not about being out there shouting and da-da-da, and then, as I said, create a mob. What do mobs do? Huh? Yeah, nothing good. I also spoke to the priests and to all these people as follows. So I can see where there is some guidance here, but Jeremiah says, you guys got to stay alive. It's already gone this bad. But we need to stay alive. We're God's people. We got to find back. We're the first ones to try to establish this type of foundation. He's not wrong on this one. Yes? I can unite with Jeremiah on that one. Not in the way that, okay. Again, God's pulled into it, but Yahweh says this, do not listen to the words of your prophets who prophesy to you as follows. Look, the vessels of the temple of Yahweh will very shortly be brought back from Babylon. They prophesy lies to you. Do not listen to them. Serve the king of Babylon, you will survive. Why should this city become a ruin? If they are real prophets, if Yahweh's word is really with them, they ought now to be pleading with Yahweh Sabaoth that the remaining vessels in the temple of Yahweh, in the palace of the king of Judah, and elsewhere in Jerusalem do not go to Babylon too. For this is what Yahweh Sabaoth says about the pillars, the sea, the stands, and the other vessels still remaining in the city, those not carried off by Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, when he took Jeconiah, son of Jerusalem, to Babylon. What? When took Jeconiah, son of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into exile from Jerusalem to Babylon, with all the leading men of Judah and Jerusalem. Yes, this is what Yahweh Sabaoth, God of Israel, says about the vessels still remaining in the temple of Yahweh, in the palace of the king of Judah, and elsewhere in Jerusalem. They will be carried off to Babylon, and they stay there until the day I punish them. Yahweh declares, then I shall bring them back and restore them to this place. Okay. Well, I don't think that God would send his own people into exile and slavery, and then when the time of punishment is over, he'll bring them back, and then it's the king Nebuchadnezzar, and then it is the Babylonians' turn. I don't think it works that way, okay? It seems that since the beginning of time, there is another quote, where it says, the strong will survive, right? Yes? And when I think back to cave times, right, what did that mean exactly? Well, they were already people at that time, not quite developed yet to the sense of where the breath of God could really become a part of them, right? Yes, evolution for mankind did happen, not through apes and gorillas or whatever. I do not believe that, and the reason is because why aren't the apes still evolving then? Oh, that suddenly came to a standstill. Okay, well, if that's the case, then whose hand was in that? Because that doesn't sound natural then. Not according to, right? Then evolution's all wrong. Evolution isn't wrong, right? Yet, I believe that the scientists, when it comes to evolution, haven't figured everything out yet. Yes? Yeah. So, right there. Big loopholes. What, people don't realize that? Don't know that? How silly is this? Here, I'm not a studied person. I've studied a little bit, like other people are. So, again, what is this? And yet I know. I'll look at this and go, wait a minute. Let me think about this. What you just said. Well, that makes perfect sense when you don't think any further. But when one starts to go, well, why aren't apes still evolving then? How come gorillas are just now a species, an animal species, and amongst the apes? And the apes are, the chimpanzees, which supposedly are the closest to human DNA or whatever, right? Okay, whatever. Oh, no. Then they found some other thing, some frog or something. Okay, whatever. Why aren't they still evolving? Why aren't animals that are born to be in the sea not still evolving and suddenly coming on land? Not the ones that do both now, right? Like crocodiles, they can be in the water and out of the water. Talking about animals in the water, like a whale. How come a whale hasn't been further developing and also getting out on the... Right? That's not happening anymore. It's like evolution suddenly is over. Right? Yes? I do not consider technology evolution. Okay? That's... But in the natural world, where is the evolution still happening? Is it done? Was it done, I don't know, billions of years ago? Oh, no, wait a minute. 6,000 years ago? I don't know. I'm just saying. Yes? So, think. Here as well. I guess Jeremiah wasn't wrong about, hey, beware who you listen to. Huh? At this time, from how he saw it, let's just follow along right now. So we will survive. And hopefully, if we're being humbled in another king's nation, we'll start to realize again whose guidance we're supposed to follow. Who's screwing up? Even here in the book of Jeremiah, all the other books we have read, who's screwing up here continuously? Huh? First it was the king of Israel. Now we suddenly have two, one of Judah and one of Jerusalem. And all they do is what? Screw it up for their own people. Well, why would they end up in slavery otherwise? Just saying, right? Yes? Yeah. Anywho, so, I believe the best thing is you stay centered. Yes? You stay centered on what is important. Mother, at the beginning of her incarceration, said, don't worry about me. Worry about the nation of Korea and the rest of the world and pray. And continue to teach the principles of creation. That's what Mother said. Why aren't people listening? I'm not getting it. I'm listening, and I'm going to continue to teach. Yes? All right, that's it. That's all I have to share. May Heavenly Parent bless and protect you, guide you, and embrace you with love. Eldridge, my dearest brother in faith, I enjoy your little messages. Yes, yeah, listen to them, and I hear a lot of good things out of it. Yes, keep it up. Just one day at a time. We're not here to fight people. We're here to teach people in a nice, peaceful, kind way. Yes? Yeah. And we're great doing that together. And I will talk to you all. I love you, my dearest brother in faith. And I will, and everyone else out there. And I will talk to you all another time.